At this time, class, we're going to look at what we can do better as far as writing on our free response questions. And a lot of times, our answers to the question are in a vague or broad answer. And we'd like to work on this today to help score higher on our free response. As we look at this screenshot here, there are several strategies you can use to help boost your score on the free response section of the AP Environmental Science exam. And that's what we want to try to do by the end of the year, try to get your score as high as possible. And one of those strategies is to avoid the use of vague and flowery terms and phrases. These terms and phrases may sound descriptive, but they frequently say a little and provide none of the detail needed to earn credit. To avoid them, you should try to explain yourself as best as possible using more detail. The following is a list of these terms and phrases to try to avoid. And most of these here listed are just broad, something that a elementary student could answer as far as our environment or some type of question asked here, or pollution. So we want to be more specific, bringing that we have knowledge of the information that this question is asking, and not just have a broad and repetitive answer based on the question. So you look at, for example, 1, bad for the environment. That's very broad, very vague. What is it specifically bad? What we want to know is, what is bad for the environment? Is it something in the atmosphere, such as ozone? Maybe it's something in the soil, which could be acid. Something for that example would be more specific. What is making the environment bad? Number 5, destroy the environment. When we destroy something, that means it's no longer there. So we may disrupt the environment, as number 6 says, but in what manner? If we destroy, maybe we're not destroying, but we are affecting it or disrupting it. But in that disrupting the environment, we need to put a specific thing, such as acid to the soil. Acid to the soil will disrupt the environment by not allowing plants to grow in that soil, and that would be more specific. So as we look at these, think of what can be more specific. Looking at number 14, harm the environment. There's a lot of chemicals and actions that us humans do to the environment that can harm. So we want to make sure what specific thing are we talking about. And as we look here, human impact, human footprint, things that we are causing, those are things, it's broad. If we answered as far as a human impact, it's too broad. So we want to be specific. Also, we can look over number 26, 25 and 26. Pollute the environment, pollute the water. What's polluting? There's a lot of things pollute the water. Trash pollutes the water. But what specifically is polluting the water? Is it acid? Is it some other type of chemical from our fertilization? Different things. We can be more specific. So as we look at these here, look at what's being stated. It's very broad, pretty vague, and how can we better that as far as the answer, showing that we know what we're talking about. Now below, ideas to consider as you apply this list in your writing. If a 4th grader, as I said earlier, at elementary, can say it, it's too vague. Be careful with absolutes. Will it really kill all the animals? Will the entire ecosystem be harmed? That's very broad. All the animals, or is it going to kill specific animals? The entire ecosystem or parts of the ecosystem? What is it about this question? How is it being harmed? How is it being killed? What specific? Part C, if it asks anything besides identify, you should write at least 2 sentences. One stating your clear, specific answer, and another providing supporting evidence, examples, or detailed description. And anytime, if it's asking to explain, we've got to go into more detail, showing the knowledge that we have on this subject. If you find yourself writing something vague, follow it up with specific example. And as you write, you may notice that it is vague. Then you can narrow it down and become more specific to that answer. And I know you're taught in English to flower things up, but in our AP writing, we want to be specific. And E, often wrong but never in doubt. Even if you're making it up, make it sound good and confident. Be specific. You might be right, but you will not get any credit if you're not specific enough. So try to reach to the point what you know and bring that to your writing. And these are some helpful hints here. On page 2, we're going to see some examples. Putting it into action. Here's a weak one. Acid deposition hurts forest. How does it hurt? It's weak right there. It's very vague. Yes, we do know that acid deposition can hurt the trees, hurt the plants, hurt the soil. But how? In stronger writing here, acid deposition can hurt forest in several ways. One way is by reducing the topsoil's ability to retain vital nutrients, such as calcium, magnesium, and potassium, which are needed by trees. So in that example, it's broad, but it goes into detail. So that's making it a stronger and more specific answer. And as you look at the other 3, they give you a weak and then give you a strong example. So students, you can take this and look at those, read those, and kind of put it in your mind how you can better that. Now, for your practice assignment at this time, you have 3 examples, and I would like for you to practice at this time making this a stronger statement. How would you answer this for your AP exam to be a stronger answer to help your score? Thank you, class. Begin practicing.